Because race and identity has been studied for decades, researchers have found pretty predictable ways that we begin to orient ourselves as racialized human beings. Because of the systemic nature of racism and white supremacy, there are different processes for people of color and white folks. Let's talk about the process for people of color first. There are 6 stages. In the first stage is conformity. In this first stage of conformity, people of color feel that they are just regular Americans. Unconsciously, people of color strive to emulate whiteness in actions, speech, dress, beliefs, and attitudes, because whiteness is perceived as the norm. In the second stage is dissonance. Dissonance for people of color occurs when they want to get along and be accepted by dominant culture, but discover that their race may exclude them from the benefits that white people get. Some feelings associated with the second stage are confusion, disbelief, and sadness. Stage 3 is immersion. Questions and disillusionment with race can lead to the immersion stage, where people of color feel angry about racism. They believe most white people are racist, and thus part of the problem. Immersion is the 4th stage. The 4th stage for people of color is where their anger about racism directed towards white people leads them to feel that they can only belong in a community with others in their own racial group, the racial group that understands them. They avoid as much as possible contact with white people and seek out people of their own race. The 5th stage is internalization. Internalization occurs when people of color realize that there are negative qualities among their own people and that all white people are not the enemy. They see racism as the enemy and as something that they can fight against. They also manifest the desire to have more control over who they want to be. They are more than just a person of color. In the 6th and final stage, anti-racism, both white people and people of color come to the conclusion that there's much more to them than their race. Both groups are able to positively identify with their own racial group while also acknowledging that other aspects of their identity, like gender, talents, and abilities, and unique experiences, contribute to their personhood. They also acknowledge that racism is a system that can be dismantled by action.